Okay, let's check and make sure that we're up.
We are live.
Okay, what's up, guys? Unfortunately, the Diablo 3 servers are down tonight. We were going to finish up our achievement for getting all characters to 13. Hopefully, they don't reset the servers because we were pretty close. We weren't really trying hard for it this time, so it'll easily be able to be done if they do reset our characters for next time. Since we're on the Barb and the Demon Hunter left, that's what we will do. We'll just show you those two characters as we're getting them up to 13 so we can unlock everything. But we still wanted to do a show, so we're going to be doing some stuff that's on the Battle.net website for Diablo 3. You can check out this information there if you want to by yourself. But we're going to go over some of the stuff and talk about what we think, some of the cool things that are going to happen. Tonight, as you can see, we're going over the Collector's Edition, and we're also going to be going over all the different followers and their abilities. Since we always kind of dismissed them in the game, we didn't really go over everything you could do with them or the different type of followers you can get throughout the game. So we want to make sure we cover that for you guys too.
And this is the Collector's Edition. I'm actually going to get it. It looks pretty cool. There's a lot of few nice things in there. First of all, you get the game, which is the whole point of the box.
Yeah, that box art is insane. I don't know if I'd go with the white, though. Like, maybe it's the whole angel thing, but...
I kind of like it. It's a nice contrast. It's like this dark little thing inside this nice little box. I like it a lot. I think it's really aesthetically pleasing. The white is surprising, but I like it. It looks really nice.
It'll also be interesting to see how nice it looks in real life compared to on a website.
Yeah,
you know,
because it's got like this nice like glow aura.
Right.
And I don't think it actually glows, unfortunately. I don't think Blizzard has mastered glow box technology.
Yeah, right. That'd be really expensive. We're gonna add another $50 so your box glows. That okay, guys?
I would probably purchase it. I would spend the extra $50 to have a glowy box.
Yeah, right. Okay, so obviously you get the game. This is a nice little cover that I guess they're gonna do for the game. It looks pretty cool. I like that face. The demon. That's not Diablo as far as I know, though. I'm not sure. Since his face has changed over all the different games a little bit more at a time. But also something I know that Magnus is at least looking forward to is this little skull set and the USB drive.
Just like the box set for StarCraft 2, you're going to get the old games, Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction.
On the USB drive.
Yep, on the USB drive, so you get those games for free. Well, not really for free because you're spending the extra money to get the Collector's Edition anyway. However, what I'm really pumped for is this is going to glow when you plug it in, just like Jim Raynor's dog tag. And this is going to store it, which is really cool looking, and I'm definitely going to mount that on my computer desk.
You wonder how big it is, though?
Probably fits in your hand. I wouldn't say massive.
Yeah.
I would say palm of your hand.
Yeah. Also interesting for a lot of people who like to play all the different games from Blizzard, they're going to have exclusive in-game content, a little bit of content for each of them, which will always kind of work. We're not too surprised by the World of Warcraft Fetish Shaman pet. If you happen to play WoW, you'll know that most collector's editions have some kind of pet in it, which is really cool. But what I like is that they're expanding that idea to the other games. Like we saw in the StarCraft one, you could get some cool StarCraft portraits or whatever, and I think you could even get certain building skins. But I do know that at least for if you go to BlizzCon and stuff, you can get skins and different portraits. So then we were like, okay, well, what are they going to add for Diablo 3? It's a new game. So what they're looking for is calling forth angelic wings and unfurling an exclusive banner in the banner system. They're also going to give you dyes, which it says armor sets with the bottled cloud or bottled smoke items. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what that does. Like cloud and smoke, when you think about it, it's almost like a 3D artistic effect. I don't imagine it's just going to be like, oh, it turns your armor white or gray. I think it's actually going to do more than that, like make you look like you're
like there's a cloud around you or smoke coming out of you. That'd be really cool. What's going to be interesting to see is if they actually make it so you can sell these on the auction house for real money, because that actually might pay for your collector's edition a couple years down the road, and you still have those items.
Yeah, that is true. I I'm not sure if I would, like, as Blizzard, if I would allow that, just because it kind of defeats the purpose of letting people buy the collector's edition. It's like it should be account specific, I guess. So we'll have to see if they do that. Not to mention also some of those things look like the banner and stuff. How do you sell the banner?
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, we got that, and there are some. I believe those are the portraits that are going to be there for StarCraft, and there's a little picture of the fetish shaman and stuff.
I'm really digging the marine material. That looks
awesome. That one does look awesome. Especially, I play a lot of StarCraft too, so that's really good. Some people like this, some people don't like it. You know, they find it like just extra stuff, or whatever. But if you're buying the collector's edition, I'm going to guess that this is something that you're going to be at least looking forward to watching once. Behind the scenes, so you can watch stuff on how they made the game. I believe it also does, interviews detailing the world the Sanctuary came together, and the artists, writers, programmers, designers, all the musicians and animators in the game, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually got the box set for StarCraft 2 as well, and they actually include a lot of the cinematics in this. So if you want to look ahead and cheat, you can actually look at all the cinematics through this, more likely than not, if they're doing it the same way they did StarCraft 2. But also, you can just watch them on like a big screen TV if you really dig their work. I always love their cinematics. They're always top of the line. They always look amazing. And I like to watch them every now and again, so that'd be pretty cool if they add those in as well.
Yeah. So the next thing that they're going to do is an art book, which is always really cool. It has 208 pages, and it catalogs countless pieces, early concepts to final 3D rendering. I think this will also be kind of like something that you could look through and kind of see what's coming up. Like even before you play the game, you're like, oh, well, what's this cool little demon? When do I get to meet him and stuff or whatever?
Absolutely.
And not to mention some of the baller artwork for all the different classes, you know.
Oh, yeah. Blizzard art is phenomenal. They had something similar in the box set for StarCraft, and it was just as satisfying. Really good artwork. Really nice to have around the house. Just even check out or leave out for people to look at, too. Could
also be like... maybe someone who's not getting the collector's edition, but like they really want that, you could give it to them for like a gift or something if you really wanted to. If you're not into art and you're just like, well, I want all the other stuff, and you know, or even sell it too. You know, you could, it is yours, so you could probably resell.
Oh, absolutely.
And then also soundtrack, which a lot of people tend to like because you can put it on all your different, like MP3 player on your computer.
I am very pumped for this actually because when I go to a new town or something, I'm driving somewhere, I want to put on the Tristram theme, just see how people react. Just, got a bunch of my friends in the car, driving to a new town, and just have that guitar going.
Showing how much of a nerd baller you are?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're like, I am a nerd, and I am proud of it. We love video games. Well, actually, video games aren't really nerdy anymore, which is interesting. But so, yeah, then they got a little teaser, which we've already seen at BlizzCon, so we won't show that, though. But that is the Collector's Edition. It looks pretty interesting. I'm enjoying how the Collector's Editions have evolved into something that's actually worth buying. Like, I remember when World of Warcraft first came out, their Collector's Edition, it didn't have half this stuff. Like, I think they had an art book, and they had, like a guide that covered a lot of the areas and stuff, and, like, a map or something. But other than that, like, there wasn't, like, the hard drives or the exclusive in-game stuff, so...
Yeah, I would say this is some of the best Collector's Edition stuff I've seen. Like, even with Skyrim, they had a lot of the similar stuff, but the added effect of Blizzard being having multiple games and spanning over multiple types of games, RTS, MMO, and RPG, they can actually give you things for other games, and, like, not a lot of Collector's Editions do anything like that, and that's really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. It's a great way to tie in everything for their, Battle.net one kind of real ID.
Yeah, I feel like Blizzard, people who really support Blizzard have all the games and play them all regularly or, like, disjointedly. So they're always, giving... This also enables them to get back into the old games. Like, I'm probably going to get World of Warcraft so I can show off my fetish shaman pet and...
Well, I don't know if I'd pay $15 a month just to show my pet.
Oh, no. It's just an added bonus. Like, I get to come back, play Pokemon, and show off my fetish shaman.
The new pet. Yeah, he would be part of that, too.
Yeah.
That is true. He would definitely be one of the combat pets for their new system in, what was it?
The Mists of Pandaria.
Yeah, Mists of Pandaria.
I shall name him Charmander.
Charmander. Okay, so there's the collector's edition. Hopefully you're pumped for that as much as Magnus is. I myself don't personally buy collector's editions because while some of the stuff is cool, it's not like, game breaking or anything. So I'm always a person that likes stuff that makes me, more powerful in game, not more aesthetically pleasing, I guess. So now we're going to go over the followers. Now, in the beta, you can see the Templar, but we'll go over him first just to go through the stuff that he can do. You can upgrade features and certain abilities that he can do as you're leveling him up, and we're going to go through all of this stuff. And you can add equipment. As you can see, he progresses in armor and stuff that he wears. So we're going to have Magnus is going to go over the Templar, and then we will switch, and I'll go over the next one.
Alright, so the Templar. This is the one you actually get to experience in beta. It seems like a really good unit for casters or range, so the Demon Hunter, the Witch Doctor, and the Wizard would really benefit from him. He does a lot of healing spells, healing and recovery. He can call on his faith to rejuvenate your health or empower you, increasing your natural rate of healing or resource regeneration. So that's really good for the caster classes. He can also fight defensively. One of his skills I know is to taunt enemies away from you. So if you're getting charged, he'll actually taunt them and pull them off of you, which is really good for caster because for Monk and Barb, you're not going to want to use that much just because you want to get in there and you want to beat the holy hell out of the demons from hell. And Holy Justice. Despite his defensive posture, Cormac is equally capable of purging demonic filth with violence. When charging, he causes wicked wounds and leaves foes stunned with ferocity of his attacks. So it seems like you could really tool him out to be a healer, someone that can really tank for you, or someone that can do DPS. Kind of the three basics for MMO, which is really interesting. Let's see. Here's some of the skills. Oh, we can view all the skills. We can actually go through those with you guys. Some of the basic stuff for equipment that he uses is shields, relics, and he uses all one-handed items. I know he usually uses spears, or at least that's what is presented in the beta, and it looks like that's what he'll be using here as well. Later on, you can unlock other rings and amulets for your companion. And this is the armor progression. Just like you, your companion can progress in armor with you, which is always aesthetically really nice. It seems like they kind of have it so that his armor kind of is all unified, so it doesn't have that broken up look that you'll probably be having until you can get things that match and look more aesthetically unified. And now let's look at his skills. They're based off of level, so 5th level, 10th level, 15th level, and 20th level, you can pick one of these skills. There may be more later on, I'm not sure, but right now this is what they have available for us. You can only pick one, you can't use them all. So the first set is that Intervene, where he'll taunt an enemy away for 5 seconds when you're below 50 health. So if you're getting ganged up upon, he'll taunt someone away, so gives you a chance at living. Heal, which will heal you, so if you're taking damage, you'll get healed. Loyalty regenerates 50 life per second, so it increases your regeneration. Or Intimidate, units are slowed. Again, this is more of a tanking, kind of pulling enemies off of you or getting them away from you. There is Charge or Onslaught. Let's see, Massive Blow or Stunning Blow. So again, this is more of a getting enemies away from you, CC sort of thing, and this is just pure damage. So if you want someone that can just plow down through enemies, Onslaught would be the better one. And then Guardian or Inspire. So Inspire seems to be the one for a Wizard, Witch Doctor, or Demon Hunter. Oh, it actually works for Monk and Barbarian as well, but I would definitely use this for the caster classes. But if you want, you can definitely use it for the Monk or the Barbarian. But this just increases generation of whatever their class, I guess, power is. So
Resource
mana,
system.
yeah, resource system, the resource system. And this is, let's see, when an ally of the slow, the Templar will charge an enemies. Wow. So if you're low on health, he'll actually charge the enemies and heal you, which is really cool. So this character, pretty much on a scale, is like a paladin. Obviously, he's a Templar. He'll take damage. He'll tank. He'll do some damage, but really he's there to kind of get in between you and the enemy and make your life a little easier. So I would definitely recommend using him for a caster class. He seems pretty much perfectly fit for that. Now I'll bring you over to Rosuriel, and he'll do the Scoundrel.
Okay, guys, so we haven't seen the Scoundrel or the Enchantress in the beta because they come later on in the game. So this is actually going to be a first time for a couple of people, unless you happen to read the website. So we can see just from his picture that he has, like, ranged crossbow. So it looks like he's going to be, like your sit-back ranged character, probably pretty good for a lot of the melee characters. As, nice range support, a little extra damage and stuff. Let's look at some of his key features here. We got ranged killing. Thanks to Lyden for proficiency with ranged weapons. He can fire multiple bolts at once, poison his arrows for persistent damage, or decimate the armies of the burning hells with an explosive shot. That's pretty cool. And we also have disabling shots where he can cripple, blind them, so he can help to reduce some of the damage, kind of like the Templar, but in a range setting. And then he can also boost attacks. And he can share this knowledge with his allies too. So it looks like he will boost his own attacks and yours also. So this might be pretty good if you want to go for like a pure damage build for a class that needs a little assistance in damage. Maybe like the Barbarian, if you build yourself to take a few more hits rather than dishing out the damage. Or you could even go with the Monk, like doing a dual DPS spec to really just try to mow things down before they ever get a chance to hit you. So like his skills, he has multi-shot and powered shot, which increases party damage as well as his own ability to cripple and poison enemies. We're going to guess just off of like multi-shot that it fires multiple bullets, so you can target multiple enemies. That might be pretty good with poison. Yeah, I know. We got more skills. Calm down. I'm just looking at the first two. And then the power shot is just a straight arcane explosive shot. So actually that's pretty cool because it knocks people back too. We'll go more into the rest of the skills after we do equipment now. So he fights the ranged weapons, so we'll look at all the equipment that he can use. By the look of it, he can use like the amulets, scoundrel tokens, which are pretty cool. We will check those out. Non-combat knives, pouches, dice, and other materials reminiscent of the scoundrel's life. Tokens help increase like luck and damage, stuff like that. Actually, it doesn't look like... These are some of the higher levels, though. It looks like some of these things go up to 58, so yeah, he is definitely going to level up with you, which is pretty cool. It's not actually letting me see what these things do, though, unless I click them, and I'm not going to go through each and every individual thing. But he has, bows, crossbows, not too surprising there. And then his armor progression looks pretty cool. Kind of has like the, leather, light movement kind of character, and then he gets like, a duster, which is pretty cool. And then he adds some armor to his duster, which makes him look even more baller. And like look at this, double quivers for his crossbows. That is hilarious. Okay, so we're going to finish up looking at the rest of his skills here. We got crippling shot, slows the target. That's pretty cool. So then we also have the poison shot, which deals 50% weapon damage as poison. I think if we do poison bolts and multi-shot, that could be pretty good. But at the same time, crippling shot and multi-shot combined could be pretty good too, because then you're slowing people in an area of effect. You got dirty fighting, which blinds them, so it's kind of like a CC effect, which is pretty good. Will help him get out of situations, or even help you if you happen to be low on life and you're running away, to make sure you can heal up or something. Even though currently with how the system is and how easy normal is, I'm not sure if that's going to be needed, but maybe in the later acts that could be a lot more important, or the later difficulties. Vanish. He vanishes in a cloud of smoke when injured, reappearing after 5 seconds. He can heal himself, which is pretty good. So that way, like, I remember in a lot of the, in Diablo 2, your mercenary wouldn't ever do anything to stop themselves from dying, and they die all the time, so it's pretty good to see that they're increasing the AI for a lot of these mercenaries, and that they won't be so, messed up like they were in the original game. Like sometimes they were really strong, but there were times when I'm like, man, my guy died again. Does he not know when to run away? So we looked at multi-shot and power shot, which he gets at 20. And then at 25, he's getting anatomy, which increases precision for him and his allies, which would be really good for a lot of classes that don't stack that. It'll be a nice way where you can kind of forget about stacking that a little bit and maybe stack more stuff that has to do with raw damage, critical, or health. And then Hysteria, whenever he strikes a critical hit, you both will go into Hysteria, increasing attacks by 10% for 3 seconds. This effect cannot occur more than once every 6 seconds. Okay, so it has like an internal cooldown to where it can't keep proccing, which is kind of sad because it'd be really broken if it could be up all the time. But that means every 6 seconds you would be up 3 seconds. So that means you would proc every so you have 3 seconds of downtime. So it's up a lot of the time. That'll be really good too. So then we have the last one, which will be the Enchantress. So we'll let Magnus do this one too.
Alright, let's take a look here. It seems that the Enchantress will take a similar role to the Scoundrel in that they will be doing supportive things, but also really there for the DPS. A good idea that I was thinking is probably pairing the Enchantress with someone like the Demon Hunter, where you can get arcane damage and normal damage out, kind of balanced out. Just because in Diablo 2, a lot of things were resistant to certain things or immune to certain things, so it might be a good balancing character to try and get all the types of damages out so you don't do no damage to particular monsters later on. As for equipment, it appears she'll be using Enchantress Focuses, axes, maces, staves, and swords. So a lot of two-handed weapons. Their special is the Focuses, which is to be mirror, eye, scrying glass, crucible, a root. Interesting. I'm surprised she doesn't get a book or something, but apparently those are the things that they want to have the focuser. It appears that the Enchantress gets more and more clothed as she levels up. As you can see, she's keeping it pretty free, and keeping it loose, keeping it free. And as she levels, she tightens it up a little bit, gets a little more armor, more robes going on here, higher boots. So, yeah.
So the question is, based off of this armor progression, if you want to go with something, does it mean that she's just too poor to afford clothes, or that as her confidence goes up, her ability to wanting to dress herself more goes up?
I don't know. I would have to go with the latter rather than the former. All right. Well, let's take a look at her skills. Starting off with, oh wow, so she actually has, she's not coming into level 15 before you can get a skill, whereas the Templar was coming in at level 5. And let's see, the Scoundrel will be coming at level 10. So I'm guessing you're going to get the Enchantress last in the companion progression. So it looks like Charm, so that's a way to get enemies off you and actually fight for you for 8 to 11 seconds. Disorient. Another kind of supporting spell, kind of disorients them, makes them blind, makes them confused, causing them to stumble. Nice. So to keep them at bay. Powered armor, looks like an armor buff. Reflect missiles, places a shield, and reflects missiles. So if you're someone getting hit by a lot of arrows or magical spells, this will reflect a lot of those back. Forceful push, summon arcades. This seems similar to the Wizard's push, in which they will cause an explosion that'll deal damage as well as knocking back monsters. Scorched Earth looks like a more damage. We'll take an extra. So it's like an area and effect spell. and Focus Mind and Mass Hex. The Enchantress places a buff, so it appears that the Enchantress is more about buffing you while doing some damage, but she takes definitely a more support role as a companion. Let's see, what does X do? The player's low in health, Enchantress lobs a bulb of magical energy at the player that will hex all enemies within 15 yards for 4 seconds. Hex enemies are unable to perform offensive actions. That's really cool. So if you're getting hurt, she'll actually make it so that you kind of have an aura around you, so that anything within 15 yards can actually attack you for 4 seconds. So might get you out of a really crappy situation. So to sum up, it looks like these 3 classes are taking actually very different roles. Templar with a more support, defensive, tanky kind of role, kind of getting creatures off you, keeping them on him. Scoundrel with DPS, just trying to get things down quickly, killing as much as you can as fast as you can. And with Enchantress is really supporting you, trying to make you a better fighter while doing a lot of CC to keep enemies from swarming you. I think they all actually have great individual uses for each of the classes. So it'll be interesting to see what companion works best with what class in the metagame of it all. But I could definitely see a lot of uses for all of the different classes in Diablo. Alright.
Okay, well, we are going to end this one here, and we may put up some video later on to see if we can continue to level our characters if they haven't reset them. But since the servers aren't up yet and they're doing maintenance, we're going to have to wait until we can get that done. So hopefully we'll have that video up for you tomorrow night, and hopefully you enjoyed this. There's a lot of other information that's on the Battle.net website. So if you want to check that stuff out, there's also like talent calculators, and I believe you can mess with runes and find out some of the abilities that they do with those, even though we can't see them in the beta. So always definitely make sure to check out their website. And if we can't stream anything for you tomorrow as far as gameplay, I think we'll probably show you a lot of the runes. I know we've been talking about that a lot, and that's something I'm even interested in checking out. So we'll definitely try and give you a little bit of that if we can't show you more gameplay footage, or maybe fit that in next week at some point. Along with our other game footage. This is Magnus.
And Rosario.
And you can check us out at youtube.com/D3PowerUnderwhelming. Please subscribe. Twitch TV or Justin TV/PowerUnderwhelming. You can reach me at Magnus751 on Twitter.
And me at Rosario.
Alright, guys. Have a good night.
Have a